Hi, I'm Leslie McAllister, and today we'll be practicing a yoga sequence that's designed specifically for brain integration. So it utilizes midline crossing poses. These are poses where we bring one side of the body over to the opposite side of the body. These are also known as cross-lateral poses. And they can be a great way to integrate the two hemispheres of the brain. They help us with concentration and focus, and for that reason are really valuable for preparing for an important performance or a test. We will begin actually in this easy seated pose, and maybe take the opposite foot in front that you normally do, just to try something different. We'll come to our balanced position, rooting into the earth with our sits bones. And then from that rooted position, begin to draw the navel in toward the spine, lengthening through the entire spine all the way up to the sky with the crown of your head. Allow your hands to rest first with the backs of the hands on the knees. Draw the shoulders up by the ears and then take them down low, away from the ears, tucking the shoulder blades in together down the back, keeping the back of the neck, the cervical spine, nice and long. We're going to begin with a practice of alternate nostril breathing, known as Nadi Shodhana Pranayama. So this is a practice where we inhale and exhale through one nostril at a time. This is a brain integration practice. It's considered to be a balancing breath, and it's wonderful just to use by itself in meditation to help us attain a more relaxed and focused presence as we go through our day. So in order to practice this type of breathing, we'll take the bunny ears, the peace fingers, and we'll place them lightly between the two brows. We'll rest the thumb on the right nostril and the ring finger on the left nostril really lightly. When we press one nostril, we can press the right nostril with our thumb. We're going to do so really gently, and we're also going to not maybe close the entire nostril, but keep it a little bit higher on the bridge of the nose. That's especially true if you're suffering from allergies. You may want to blow your nose ahead of time, and it may not be comfortable for you if you're particularly congested on a given day. So if that's the case today, then you can just practice regular pranayama with us. So if you're ready to begin with me, we'll start in that position with our fingers between our brows, and we'll actually take an inhale and exhale completely through both nostrils at a time. Inhale. And as you exhale, press the right nostril closed, exhale through the left nostril. Now we're going to keep that right nostril closed and inhale through the left again. At the top of that inhale, close the left nostril, exhale through the right. Keeping that left nostril closed, inhale through the right again. Close the right and exhale through the left. So now that you have a sense of it, you exhale and then inhale through the same nostril. So we'll inhale together through the left. I'm going to count to 4. Close the left, exhale right. Inhale right. Close that and exhale left. This time we'll retain the breath for 1 count. Hold, exhale right. And hold. Inhale right. Retain, exhale left. We'll do one more full cycle, retaining the breath for 2 counts this time. Inhale, 1. Retain for 1, 2, exhale right. Retain for 1, 2, inhale, right. Hold, 2, and exhale left, our last exhale. Again, allow the backs of the hands to rest on the knees. Allow your eyes to close and just absorb the effects of that very short sequence of alternate nostril breathing. From here, we're going to take the hands behind the back, clasp the fingers together, and just notice what thumb goes on top when you take this normal clasp with the hands. Inhale, reach the heart forward, and then leading with the heart, allow yourself to exhale and fold really gently over your legs. Maybe your forehead reaches the floor, maybe it doesn't. See if you can keep this slight bend in your elbows and allow the hands to move away from the low back. Just a really gentle stretch at the beginning of practice. Inhale back to center. Take the hands out to the sides, and then we're going to switch the crossing. So this time it's a more unnatural cross for you with the opposite thumb on top. Let's also switch the crossing of our legs as well. So inhale and lift, lead with the heart, drawing the palms together just a little bit and keeping this very slight bend in your elbows. Allow yourself to round forward over your legs. Inhale, lift those hands a little bit higher if you can. And as you exhale, lift up, release that clasp in your hands. And we're going to go ahead and come to our backs, keeping our feet flat on the floor. So we'll start by taking our hands underneath the thighs. Inhale, lift with the sternum, and then exhale, round down one vertebrae at a time. Coming to your backs and allowing your feet to rest flat on the earth. If you take your palms flat, the fingertips might reach the heels or almost reach the heels. So really draw those feet in close to the hips. We're going to move into a bridge flow. So we'll begin by really strongly pressing the feet into the earth and pressing the hands into the earth. And as we inhale, we just lift our hips. Inhale and lift. Keeping that 4-count breath and exhale to lower. We'll do that one more time. Inhaling to lift. And exhaling to lower. Now we're going to move our right hand up to the sky as we lift and take it all the way behind the head. And then as you exhale, slowly moving down, the arm circles back all the way to the earth along with your hips. Next side, inhale, press into your feet, lift that left hand up, and then reach it behind you, pressing up with your hips, actively pressing into your feet. Exhale, release the hips back down, release the hand back down. 2 more times, inhaling with the right hand, lift. See if you can make your hips go just a little bit higher each time, using that pressing action of the feet to allow those hips to come a little bit higher. Inhale, reach. Beautiful. And then we'll go through one more cycle together, still moving really slowly. And imagine you have a block between your thighs and you're pressing your feet forward into that block. And then exhale, lower the hips, lower the hand. And I think I had one more cycle there, but that's okay. All right, from there, keep the hips lifted, but take that left hand down. And then if you'd like to, you can clasp the hands together, pressing your upper arms and your elbows into the earth, lifting a little bit higher. Inhale, and then exhale, release the hips. And then inhale to draw the knees into the chest, not using your arms yet. Then take your left leg, extend it out long on your mat while you wrap your right hands around your shin. So we're going to really pull, use our hands and use those levers to pull our knee a little bit closer towards our armpit into half happy baby. So we're going to do some really gentle rolls, rolling your knee in a clockwise direction first, and then moving in a counterclockwise direction next. And then moving into that happy baby, we're going to reach toward the inner arch of the foot and then press your right foot into your hand, using your hand to draw the knee a little bit closer towards the earth, and maybe take your left hand as a little mini sandbag resting on your left hip to prevent your left hip coming up with it. Take one more inhale, then bend the knee again, release that right leg out long on the mat, and draw the left leg in this time. So we'll start again by wrapping your hands around that shin, drawing it in close, tucking it in close to the body on the side of the body, the knee drawing close to the armpit. We'll begin to make those little circles, starting in a clockwise direction first. Breathing into those hips, breathing into those areas of tightness, and then in a counterclockwise direction. Using that breath to help us to slow down, to really become aware of how this feels in our body. Now we're going to tuck it in tight, and then moving into the happy baby, we're going to take our left hand into the inner arch of the foot. We're pressing the left foot into the hand, at the same time actively using our hand to draw the knee down to the outside of the left torso towards the earth. You can use that right hand as a little miniature sandbag resting on the right hip to help you keep those hips nice and even. Take one more inhale there. As you exhale, bend the knee again. Allow that leg to straighten out on the earth. Pressing the hands into the earth, we're going to bring the knees in one more time. And this time extend the flexed feet up toward the sky, moving into legs at the wall. Let's just make little circles with the feet to start. And then little circles in the opposite direction with our feet only. And then make little circles with your entire leg. So moving in a clockwise direction first, and then in a counterclockwise direction. A little massage for that low back. Now we're moving into our cross-lateral poses. So we're going to lower the right leg, reach up with the right hand towards the left foot. And then we'll switch the crossing. Right hand comes down, right leg goes up, and then the left leg goes down as we reach the left arm up towards the right foot. Now you may just be reaching for the outside of the calf. That's okay. We do lift the back of our head and our chest off the mat as we reach. So you may reach for the calf, you may be reaching for the outer blade of the right foot. It's really what works for you in this pose. So we'll do one more cycle together, reaching up, switching the crossing, moving slowly, not allowing ourselves to boomerang away from our hands as we move the legs. Bring those legs extended one more time. And then we're going to bend the knees, wrap the right leg over the left. So we're moving into an eagle position here, Garudasana. So we can find a single cross. Some of you may be available to do that double cross. We take the arms out to the sides, and we're going to take the right arm under the left. So drawing the backs of the arms together, maybe taking the palms of the hands together. Inhale here, lengthen through the spine. And as you exhale, you're going to crunch the elbows to the knees. We'll do that 2 more times together. Inhale to lower, exhale to crunch in. And then one more time, inhale to lower, and exhale to crunch in. Let's lower the torso on the earth one more time, unfold the arms, unfold the legs, take another knees to chest, wrapping the arms around the knees. And then we'll take those knees, stack them above the hips again, wrap the left leg over the right, and find the single cross or double. And then we're going to take the left arm underneath the right arm. So find the crossing of the arms as well, whether the backs of your hands are touching or the palms of the hands. Inhale to lengthen, then exhale, we'll crunch 3 times again. 3, and release. Inhale, 2, exhale, lower, and last time, 3, and lower. Releasing there, take the hands underneath the thighs, and we're just going to roll. So see if you can make these really small rolls. Feel that massage for your lower back. And our goal is to come to a seated position on our mat. So it may take you a few tries to get there, but see if you can balance on your sits bones. Now once you get there, you can rest the toes really lightly on the mat. And then think about making this tall spine, lifting the sternum excuse me, up to the sky. Now, if you'd like to there, you can lift the toes off of the earth, keeping that long spine. We're going to move into a rowing boat. So to do that, we'll take our hands in front of the body, palms pressed together, and we're just going to row from the left to the right. Now here, if that feels like too much, lower the feet, and you still get the same action of crossing the midline. So let's go for 2 more cycles here, left and right. Keep breathing as you move. Good. And then take the hands to the earth, take the legs underneath you, and we'll come to a tabletop position on the mat. So in this tabletop position, we're going to play around with our cat-cow just a little bit. So just look back at your knees, make sure that they're stacked below your hips, and ensure that your wrists are stacked below your shoulders. Let's just do a little bit of a wrist lift. Kind of imagine that you're this really graceful cat and you're lifting your wrists off the earth. Feel the gracefulness and the way the weight transfers from the wrist to the fingertips. And then claw down through the base of each fingertip. And then also through the base of each knuckle, so that you're not putting too much weight on that meaty part of the palm. We're going to inhale, tuck the toes, arch the back, and look up. Keep that clawing action. Untuck the toes, shoelace side down. Look through your legs, chin tucks in, round the back, cat. 2 more times there. Inhale to tuck and arch. And then exhale to round. Press your hands into the earth. Round the shoulder blades away from each other. Last time, inhale. Lower the belly button closer to the earth. And then exhale, protraction of the shoulders, pressing into the hands. Come back to that neutral spine here. Finding a balanced position on your hands, take the right leg behind you and look back at your feet to make sure that your toes are pointing towards the earth. We're going to bend the knee and press the foot up for 5 pulses up to the sky. Good. Now we're going to straighten that right leg behind us and just bring the knee into the chest. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, tuck the chin in as you round through the spine, and then exhale. Now find that balanced position, activate through the core, draw your belly button in, and see if you can lengthen your left arm in front of you as if you're shaking someone's hand. Lengthen from fingertips to heel on an inhale, and then exhale. We'll just crunch 2 times here. Inhale to lengthen, and exhale to crunch in. Beautiful. Lengthen 1 more time, and then take the left hand down, take the right knee down, and release. We're going to move right into the opposite side. So this time, take the left leg behind us, ensure that our hips are even, that our toes are pointing downward. And then we're going to bend the knee, press the foot up toward the sky for 5 pulses. Good. Now lengthen that left leg behind us. Again, check that your hips are nice and even. Inhale to lengthen, and then exhale to crunch just the knee in as you tuck the chin in towards that knee. Inhale, lengthen your spine, and then exhale, round. It's kind of like a cat-cow movement. Now find that balance point again. Draw that navel in, tuck in through your low belly, and then reach your right hand forward. Lengthen from fingertips to heel on an inhale. As you exhale, round, elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, round it in. Inhale, lengthen. Softly allow that right hand to place itself on the earth, the left knee to come down. Now if you want a little bit of a stretch here, if it felt like too much for your wrists, you can place the backs of your hands on the earth. You can maybe even sit back over your heels just a little bit. Coming back to that tabletop position, if you took that little stretch, we're going to press into our toes, tuck the toes, and then inhale to lift our hips up toward the sky, coming into our first downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Again, think about that clawing action. So clawing your fingertips into the earth, pressing the base of each knuckle into the earth, and maybe even more so on the thumb and second finger side of the hand. So use that pressing action to lift up through the meaty part of the palm. And also use that pressing action to take your shoulder blades wide away from each other. Take another inhale there. And then we're going to exhale. Think of pressing your hips up toward the sky, making this very strong V shape with your body as you lengthen in all directions. Inhale to lift the heels up, and exhale to lower them. Inhale to lift, and exhale to lower. Here, if you'd like to do a little pedaling with your legs to warm up into the pose, you're more than welcome to. On our next inhale, we'll begin to walk forward. Just tiptoe forward so that your feet meet your hands. Coming into your first forward fold, and then quickly bending your knees, reaching up, reverse swan dive. Look up at your hands, Urdhva Hastasana, upward salute, and then take those hands to heart center. Good. You can stay right where you are. I'm going to go ahead and face you so you'll be able to see me here. So we're going to move into a little bit of a stork revolved twist balance flow. So we're going to open the eyes, but find a drishti point in front of you. So find a point on the floor that you can gaze at, an unmoving point. On the floor is usually easiest, but if it helps to look at a horizon level point, you might try that as well. We're going to first just inhale to heart center, and then exhale as we twist over to the right, but keep the hips facing forward. Inhale back to center, and exhale over to the left. Now this time, see if you can extend the arms out long as you twist. Inhale, hands to heart center. And then exhale, keep this very slight bend to keep both hips facing forward as you straighten. Now we're going to add our stork pose. So first, just keep that left hand to heart center, right hand to heart center, take the left hand to the right knee, inhale back to center. And then exhale, right knee to left, or right hand to left knee. Good. Now let's do that one more time just to get used to the way that feels. It's a little bit different. Good. Finding that little bit of cross-lateral movement here. Now if you're up for it, we're going to see if we can extend the twist, taking the right arm behind us, looking over that right shoulder. Inhale back to center. And then exhale, you can keep that hand at heart center, or you can extend the hand behind you and come back to center. Beautiful. We're going to take the feet a little bit wider than hips distance apart and move into what can be called helicopter pose, which is a great pose to use before a performance to help us get grounded and focused. So we're really rooting into our feet actively through the triangle of the feet. Keeping a slight bend in our knees, we're just going to begin to really gently twist from side to side. So the opposite hand just gently pats the opposite thigh. We can make those movements really big, allowing our arms to come out really wide, or we can keep them fairly small. Now begin to integrate the breathing here. So we're going to make a sound as we go through the center. We'll begin here. And then we'll come to a close. So heel toe those feet back in. Just take a moment to absorb how that felt. Maybe you feel a little bit dizzy, but you probably feel a little bit looser in your upper limbs and a little bit more rooted into your feet. And that's what we want in performance. We want to feel really grounded, but also really free of tension in our upper body. So now we're going to go ahead and move into a back bend. Inhale, lift the hands overhead. And as you exhale, take the hands to goal pose or cactus position, pressing the hips forward, looking up, lifting your heart up toward the sky. On your next inhale, lift up, and then exhale into your forward fold. Release through your head and neck. Let's heel toe those feet a little bit wider than hips distance apart, and then grasp opposite elbows, releasing through the head and neck here in our ragdoll pose. Position those hips right over the heels of your feet, and then just begin to twist very gently from side to side. See what feels good in your body. This should feel like a way to really release some tension in your back, especially in your low back. Keep that very slight bend in your knees. And then release the hands to the earth. Heel toe those feet back in. We'll all meet together at the front of the mat. We'll take a half lift, pressing your hands into your thighs, lengthening the crown of your head towards the front of the room. Inhale. And then exhale, forward fold. Let's step the right leg and then the left leg back into our plank pose here. So find a strong plank. Remember that protraction that we did in our tabletop pose, where we press actively into the earth with our hands, dome a little bit through the upper back, and then extend that clean line of energy from the crown of the head to the heels. Lift that navel up and in toward the spine. Inhale. And as you exhale, press into your hands, lift your hips up toward the sky. Maybe adjust your stance just a little bit. So finding your downward facing dog again, you have an option here, if you feel stable and balanced and strong in this upside down V, to take your right hand and move it toward your left leg. So maybe you just take that right hand to the outside of your left calf. Or maybe you can twist more deeply and reach it toward your ankle. Take one more inhale there. And then exhale, release the right hand down, and we'll switch sides. Just holding downward facing dog if that isn't working for you. This time we'll take the left hand to the outside of the right calf to start, and then maybe reach it a little bit lower for a little bit of a deeper twist, twisting through the mid-back here. One more inhale, exhale to release, and then lift that right leg up. Exhale to crunch it in toward your chest. Inhale to lift it back up. Exhale to crunch it over to the right arm, upper arm. Inhale to lift it up. And then exhale to crunch it in towards the left elbow this time. Take it back to the midline and then step that right leg forward between your hands. So first, keep those fingertips light on the earth. Lift through your heart center. And then exhale, release the left knee to the ground. Release the shoelace side of the foot to the ground as well. We're going to take the left hand beside the inside of the right foot, and then use your right hand on the thigh to twist yourself into a revolved low lunge, Parivarta Anjanasana. If you'd like to try reaching your right hand up toward the sky, finding a little bit more twisting action in the upper body, you can, and you can even look up at your hand. Now here, if you'd like to try tucking your toes and lifting your knee off the ground, that's another option as well, taking it into a revolved high lunge. Inhale one more time, lift through that right hand. Wherever you are, if you have your knee on the ground or you're hovering it, come to a crescent lunge with both hands on the ground. Then we're going to climb up the right hand and then the left onto that front thigh. Use your hands pressing into that thigh to lift your low belly away from your leg. And then pressing up through your left outer thigh. Begin to take those hands to heart center, stacking your shoulders over your hips, and then lift them up toward the sky. Inhale here. And then take the back foot flat on the earth, and we're going to windmill the arms open into Warrior Two. I'll move so that you can see my Warrior Two here. So we have the right heel intersecting the arch of the left foot. We take the arms out to the front and back of the room, or to the sides of the room. Inhale to press your feet, rooting strongly into your feet. And then exhale to really spread your wings. Imagining this energy radiating out from your heart center out through either hand. Make sure you're not moving in one direction or the other, but staying centered over your legs. Take another inhale here. Keep those shoulders away from the ears. And then exhale, press into your feet. Make sure your knee is in the direction of your pinky toe side of your foot. On your next inhale, lift up through your right hand, look up. Open through that right side body. Maybe look down toward your left foot, or look up to the sky. On your next inhale, come back to your Warrior Two. And then we're going to spin that right foot in so that we come to a wide ankle position. So first starting with our toes pointing out to the corners of the mat. We're just going to lunge from side to side. So see what feels good here. Maybe you're just bending one knee and then the other, kind of opening up through our hips a little bit. Or maybe we're reaching our hands to the earth, one side to the other. And then we'll come back to that wide-legged position. This time, pigeon your toes in toward each other just a little bit. And lift those hands up to the sky. Star pose, pressing into our feet. And using that pressing action to allow ourselves to lift up out of that rooted position in our star pose. Take the hands down. Take just your right hand down first. Take it down right below your nose and lift up through your left hand. Inhale back to center. And then exhale, take the left hand down below your nose, lift up with the right hand, look up. We're going to extend that twist just a little bit more each time. So this time the right hand comes closer to the left foot. Inhale to lift. This time the left hand comes closer to the right foot. Look up at your hand. Inhale to lift. See if you can go even further this time. Maybe you even reach toward the opposite foot. Inhale, lift. And last time of our flow, next time we get to hold the twist. So find your comfortable twist. Maybe your comfortable twist is still fairly far away from that foot. Or maybe you're comfortable going all the way towards the opposite ankle. Wherever you are, see if you can look up at that outstretched hand. Inhale. And then exhale, come back to center. Take another inhale there in your center pose. And then exhale, twist over to your capacity for the twist. Lift and reach with that outstretched hand. Lift your energy up toward the sky. Look up. On your next exhale, release. Take your hands to your hips. Lead with your heart. Keep a slight bend in your knees and lift up toward center. We're going to crawl those hands forward to a lunge again. And then we're going to move that right foot in to come to a forward fold at the front of your mat. Release in your forward fold, lifting your hips up toward the sky and keeping your hips centered over your heels or even over the arches of your feet. Keep that slight bend in your knees and just shake your head, yes and no. Release to the neck, to the jaw. Allow that belly to just come a little bit closer towards the thighs on every exhale. And lift your hips a little bit higher on every inhale. Release. Bend through the knees. We're going to lift up. First, lift your belly away from the legs and then come into your chair pose. From here, inhale, lift the right leg up. And then exhale, cross that right leg over as you bend both legs. Maybe your right foot kickstands, maybe it doesn't. Inhale to lift, and then exhale back to your chair, squatting. Inhale to lift the left leg. Exhale to come to that eagle pose. Inhale to lift, and exhale to lower. We'll do that cycle one more time. Inhale to lift. Exhale to cross over. Inhale to lift. And exhale to cross over. Left side, left leg lifts, and it crosses. Inhale to lift, and exhale to lower. Let's lift the hands up toward the sky again. Reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Step it back, this time the left foot. And then the right foot comes to our plank position. Inhale here. Keep that long spine. Exhale, press into your hands, lift your hips up toward the sky, coming to your downward facing dog. Stay here just for a couple of breaths. Find this is a resting pose if you can. If it feels like you need a little bit of a breather here, you can always come back to that child's pose and just rest your hips back over your heels. We'll see if we can take one more full inhale and one more for exhale. And then we're going to move into that revolved dog if you're up for it. So this time we'll take the left hand towards the right shin and then twist over towards the right. Exhale to release. And then switching sides. Inhale to reach the right hand over to the left leg. And then exhale to twist sides. On your next inhale, lift the left leg up, toes pointing down toward the earth. As you exhale, draw that knee in toward the chest, crunching strongly. Inhale, lift the left leg up, and then take the left leg to the left knee. Inhale, lift up, and now we're going to cross the body. Take the left knee towards the right upper arm. Bring it back towards the midline and softly plant it down between your hands. Lift and lengthen the spine first, and then lower that right knee towards the earth. Going to turn so you can see me pretty well. So we're in our Anjaneyasana, or low lunge. Now we're going to turn it into a twist. Take the right hand down beside the left foot, begin to twist. You can take that left hand to the thigh or extend that left hand up to the sky, looking up at the hand. Option again to tuck that right foot and come off your knee into that revolved high lunge. Lift and lengthen. Reach actively through those fingertips up to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, wherever you are, take both hands to the earth. Keep the knee off the ground or lift it off the ground. And then we're going to crawl our hands up on top of our thigh. So press into the thigh. Use that pressing action to lift your low belly away from the thigh. And then stack your hips. Stack your shoulders over your hips. And inhale to reach your hands up to the sky. Stay in that crescent lunge just for one full cycle, and then when you come to your exhale, you're going to windmill those hands open to your warrior two pose. So in this warrior two, check again that your knee is stacked over your ankle, that the knee is in line with the second or third toe, almost drifting towards the pinky toe side of the foot. And then make sure you're pressing evenly through both feet, even through the knife blade of your right foot. Look out over your left hand as if it's available to you. And keep that strong bend in your front knee. Every time you inhale, spread your wings wide. Stay active in this pose. And as you exhale, plant those feet into the earth. On your next inhale, reach forward and then reach your left hand up to the sky. Allow your right hand to be light on the thigh. Maybe reaching over for a side bend to open up through the left side of the body just a little bit more. This is our reverse warrior. Take another inhale here, go deeper. Exhale, come back to warrior two, and then pitching that left foot in. So first we start in our wide angle position, feet pointing out toward the corners of the mat, reach up in star pose, and then begin to just lunge from side to side, maybe making the lunge a little bit deeper this time. If you're reaching the hands to the earth, you might even find you can go all the way down into Skandasana, and then go on to the opposite side, lifting those right toes up to the ground. And then coming wherever you are back to that wide-legged position, we'll inhale, lift back up. Make sure those toes are pigeoned in toward together. Inhale, press into your feet and reach your arms actively up to the sky in a V. Now this time we start with our left hand. So we inhale to reach, and we exhale to lower the left hand right below our nose, reaching up with our right hand to press into that left hand. Inhale to lift, and then exhale, lower, press into the right hand, look up and lift with the left hand. A little bit farther this time, so a little bit closer towards the opposite foot. Press down, look up and reach. Inhale, lift. Exhale, a little bit closer to the left foot this time. Inhale. Now we're going to hold this last version. So find your full twist, wherever that is for you. And inhale to actively twist through the upper body, through the chest. Open your chest and reach with your hand. Exhale, come back up and finish out with the opposite side. Press into that right hand, lift and lengthen through your fingertips. And then lift back to your standing position. One more time, reaching up toward the sky. And then coming back down, we're going to walk it forward. So come into your lunge position first. And then we're going to take that right foot up to meet our hands, coming into our Uttanasana. Now this time we're going to go into a revolved forward fold. So we'll take the left hand to either the shin or the outside of the right foot. Use your right hand on your right shoulder to spin it open. Keep a very slight bend in that right leg, and then if it works to reach your hand up toward the sky, you can take that full extension. Take one more inhale there to twist, and then exhale to slowly lower back to your forward fold, switching sides, so bending through the left knee this time. Take the right hand on the opposite side of the left foot, the ninth blade of the foot, spin the left shoulder open with your left hand, and then extend the hand. Feel that twist in your upper back. Think about spinning your right lung up toward the sky. One more inhale to reach, and then exhale to lower and release. Release into that forward fold. And then we're going to lift up again into our chair pose. So start first by reaching the hands forward, lifting the low belly away from the thighs. Then lift the arms up. Take the arms to heart center, the hands to heart center. Holding that squat for a moment, inhale. And as you exhale, straighten the legs. We're going to cross the left elbow towards the right leg and look over to the right. Inhale to lift. And exhale over to the left. So see if you can keep the knees in alignment, not allowing one knee to come forward in front of the other. Inhale to straighten the legs and lift up, and then exhale to twist. See if you can twist just a little bit more every time. Exhale to the opposite side. Last time, inhale, and then exhale, just fold for one full breath cycle. So maybe this time you either stay up above your legs, or maybe you can cross that elbow over the leg. Inhale to lift, and then exhale, your deepest version of the twist. Either staying upright a little bit or allowing that leverage of the elbow across the thigh. On your next inhale, reach up. Lift up with your hands, look up. Exhale. Swan dive down, release head and neck towards the earth. Take a moment here to find your relaxing Uttanasana, forward fold. Shake the head, yes and no. Release the jaw and neck. Maybe even open your mouth really wide if you're having some tension in your jaw. And then release it. See if you can release a little bit more deeply on every exhale. Keep that slight bend in your knees. And then allow your seat to come down towards the earth, coming again to your seated position. So from here, we're going to face the long edge of our mat, and we're going to take our legs out wide in a V. So flexing through the feet here. Let's begin to twist our upper body over toward our right leg so that our belly button is facing the center of that right leg. Inhale to lift and lengthen, and then exhale, begin to crawl those hands out over the outstretched leg. And see where you can reach comfortably. Inhale to lift through the heart center, and then leading with the heart, allow yourself to round over that leg. Release into that pose just a little bit more deeply, breathing into it. And then your next inhale, come back towards center, and then walk it over toward the opposite side, coming to your left side. Inhale, lengthen. And then as you exhale, walk it out over that front leg. Again, inhale and reach with your heart, lead with your heart first. Exhale as you fold your belly down, maybe rounding through the spine a little bit, coming to your comfortable position in this fold. Take another inhale. Exhale and breathe into any of those areas of tension. Maybe you can reach all the way towards your foot, do what's comfortable for you. And when you're ready, we'll walk all the way back up towards center and come back towards center. Here we will go ahead and bring those legs in. We're going to come back to that seated position, feet flat on the earth. And then again, allow ourselves to roll gently one vertebrae at a time all the way down towards the earth, our back resting. Take the legs up so that the knees are bent, the knees are stacked over the hips. And again, we're going to cross the right leg over the left. So find your wrap there. Inhale, keep both arms, both shoulders resting on the earth. And we're going to allow those legs to drift over to the left, keeping the right shoulder planted into the earth. Maybe our feet reach first, maybe our knee doesn't get to the earth, that's okay. We're just taking that eagle twist here. Every exhale, feel yourself moving a little bit more deeply into that twist. As you inhale, lift those legs up. Take a moment to switch the crossing of your legs, crossing the left leg over the right, pressing them in tightly together. And as you exhale, releasing those legs over to the right this time. Looking over to the left hand or up to the sky, and allowing your left shoulder to stay rooted into the earth. Breathing into any of those areas of tension. Allowing the breath to slow down and deepen here at the end of practice. And then we'll inhale, lift those legs back up overhead, uncross the legs, draw the knees into the chest. And now here you have an option. You'll extend the legs straight up to the sky for legs at the wall and move into that reaching towards the opposite leg as we did at the beginning. Or if you'd like to go ahead and try yogic bicycles, you can do that as well. So if you want to try yogic bicycles, you take the hands behind the head and we'll keep the knees bent for now. You'll extend the right leg out and cross the right elbow towards the left knee. And then inhale to come back to center. Exhale, left elbow to right knee. And inhale back to center. We'll go for 2 more full cycles. Inhale into crunch in and cross. Exhale to center. Exhale, left elbow to left knee, to right knee, excuse me. And then back, and then last full cycle. Move with your breath. So you might be moving faster or slower than what I'm doing. But we want to continue to keep that awareness on our breath and on the pace of the breath, keeping it slow and balanced. Release the hands to the earth, extend those legs up to the sky one more time. Go ahead and flex the feet there. Inhale and exhale over really slowly all the way to the earth. And then from there, just allow those legs to rest on the earth. See if you can reach behind you with your hands. Make your body as long as possible. Stretch all the way from your fingertips to your toes. And then make a little curling action. So take the hands over to the right and the feet over to the right, making this little banana shape with your body, stretching through the left side body. Inhale back to center. And then exhale, make a little banana shape on the opposite side. Inhale back to center. Take the hands down. And then we're going to finish out with that bridge pose that we did at the beginning. So again, press the feet flat into the earth. We'll start first by pressing into the feet and inhaling the hips up. And then exhaling them down. We'll do one more just like that. Again, imagine you have that block between your legs and you're drawing the inner thighs together. Now we'll inhale and reach the right arm up. And exhale it down. Inhale, reach the left arm up, press into the feet. And exhale it down. One more cycle here. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Inhale, press into the feet, lift. And exhale, lower. Now let's lift both hands up as we press our hips up to the sky. Reach behind us. Stay for a full inhale and exhale. And then slowly bring the hips down, bring the hands down beside you. And we'll just turn over onto our belly for a moment. Coming to a prone position, so we're going to move into a little bit of a variation of locust pose. So we'll start first on our belly with our arms facing toward our feet, the backs of our hands facing up. When you inhale, you're going to lift your feet and lift your right hand up in front of you. And then as you exhale, take the left cheek to the floor. So we'll try that together. Start with the forehead resting on the floor. Remember, you're going to be pressing into your pubic bone as you lift your legs and head off the earth. On your next inhale, lift. Feet come up, press into the pubic bone, lift the right hand forward, and then left cheek to the mat. Inhale, left hand forward. Hands come off, look up. Exhale, right cheek to the mat. Switching sides, right hand. Lift strongly through the feet and the head. Left cheek to the mat. Inhale, reach forward with the left hand. Look up. Right cheek to the mat. We'll go through one full cycle again. Inhale, reach, lift strongly. And exhale, lower. Last time, inhale, reach strongly. Lift up through your head and chest. And exhale, lower. Beautiful. Press into the hands. Press your body up and then rest your hips behind you onto your heels in child's pose, Balasana. So this is actually our first child's pose of the practice. You can take the knees out wide. You can press the hands forward in front of you or take the hands behind the feet to begin. Just finding some rest in this child's pose, releasing through the head and neck, maybe rocking the forehead really gently from side to side. And we're going to move into thread the needle here. So if you have those knees out wide, kind of bring them in together a little bit closer. Pressing into your left hand, reach your right arm up, and then take that right arm underneath the body, threading the needle in your child's pose. Now you can press the left hand forward onto the earth in front of you, or if it feels good, you can even reach the left hand behind the hip and let it rest there. Looking over to the left. If you have that left hand behind the low back, lift it up to the sky first. Take it to the earth, press into the earth, press the earth away from you as you lift up through the right hand, and then take that right hand back down. Moving to the left side, we're going to lift up through the left hand, and then thread that left arm underneath the body, finding your shoulder stretch here. So either press the right hand on the floor in front of you, or take that right hand up to the sky, or allow it to rest on the low back. Breathing deeply here. Inhale, reach the right hand up, if you have it, off the floor, and then take it into the earth, press it in, use that pressing action to lift up and look up at your left hand, and then release the left hand down. Take it back into child's pose, either stretching the arms forward or releasing the hands to the back of the feet. Just relaxing here. Allowing those shoulder blades to round and fall away from each other gently. When you're ready, push into your hands to bring yourself into an upright position, and then take the legs out from underneath you. We're going to crawl forward and we'll move back into that supine position. So take the hands behind the thighs, lift up with your heart, and then roll down really slowly, moving into our final resting pose here. So allow the palms to rest up toward the sky. Allow the feet to hang open at the back of the mat. As before, if you'd like to take more of a constructive rest with the feet pressed down into the earth, that might help make your lower back feel a little bit better. Or again, you can just extend the legs in front of you. So just breathing here, breathing into the back body, allowing that breath to become deeper and slower. And then do a little muscle scan, going all the way from the crown of your head, all the way to your feet. Slowly scanning each part of your body. Becoming aware of the difference in how you felt at the beginning of class versus how you feel now. Breathing into any areas that have any remaining tension. Allowing those spots to unwind, to release that excess tension. Feel the back of your head heavy on the mat. Feel every part of your body becoming heavier and warmer as it sinks into the earth. Letting the earth fully support the weight of your body. You're welcome to stay here in this resting pose just as long as you would like. If you're ready to come back to a seated position, or when you're ready, you can curl up into that fetal position, bending your knees, curling up, resting your head on your upper arm first. And then pressing into your top hand, using that pressing to lift you back into a seated position, finding easy seated pose here. Let's just inhale the hands up, look up. And exhale, bend down, take your hands beside your hips, and then reach with your heart. We'll do one more inhale, opening and extending through the chest. Then take your hands to heart center, press your hands together, bow your head. And if you'd like to join me in a final namaste, please do. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.